Blazing Sails. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. Fight for survival in Blazing Sails, a pirate battle royale game. Create your own unique pirate and ship. Band together with other players to command your mighty vessel. Navigate land and sea for loot, resources, unique weapons and ship upgrades. Sink every other ship to win the skirmish. Now, them words may be true in about 6 months' time, but at this moment in time, they are very hollow words because the game, there's not much to it. There's not really a lot of game here at the minute. In fact, this isn't really a review because there's not enough game to review. When you look at the actual roadmap of this game, we're right at the very, very beginning. There's 4 major updates coming. The first one being in October around Halloween time, and the last one just being middle of next year, I think. So the game's going to get a lot of love over the next 6 months. So this is more of a preview. Basically what this is Sea of Thieves in a battle royale environment. It even looks like Sea of Thieves. And I know someone's going to put in the comments, take a shot every time Max says Sea of Thieves. I pray that you don't do that, guys, or you might be unconscious by the end of this, because this game is pretty much Sea of Thieves with the Battle Royale kind of game mode. It even looks like Sea of Thieves. It feels like Sea of Thieves and it plays like Sea of Thieves. You'd be pissed already. But before we get into the Sea of Thieves, let's have a look at the graphical options. You've got 4 presets for your graphics, very low, medium and high. There's a few different resolutions that you can put it into as well, and there's a few things you can tweak and pull and push and twiddle with to get the game running to your satisfaction. I've been running it on a 2080, no problems at all. My girlfriend's running it on a 1070, she didn't have any problems either, so it's not going to really tax your machine. Even if you've got sort of a mid-range machine, you should be okay in doing that. You can also customize how you look. There's different, not a lot, there's a few different cosmetics. You can actually win cosmetics as well in the game. You can also change your ship. We have HMS Old Meg, the banana ship. We are banana pirates. We are HMS Banana Old Meg. Old Meg likes banana. Now essentially what you do in this game, you start off on a kind of like lobby system where everybody's running around as if they're 3-year-old children, including me of course, and you pick which team you're going to be on. If you haven't gone in with your mates, then you're just going to pick a random ship to join, and then the game starts. And there's not a lot of players in this game. You get the same faces in every single game, which is very, very disappointing. It's the big problem with this game. It has a very poor player base. But what you do is, the game starts and the first thing you want to do is get loot for your ship, because you've got pretty much no cannonballs, you've got no planks to repair your ship with. Very Sea of Thieves already, because you do the same thing in Sea of Thieves. So you run around these islands, you look for loot chests, you look for weapons. There's flintlocks, there's swords, there's clubs with spikes in, there's spades, there's pickaxes, there's crossbows. There's all kinds of weapons that you can pick up to arm yourself, and you can also upgrade your ship. You can upgrade the anchor, the steering, the cannons and things like that. You find these things around islands randomly scattered about. Now while you're looting these, if you run across the enemy and they kill you, they can steal all your loot. So it's a bit of a gamble. When you've got a lot of loot, if you know there's another team on the island, it's probably a good idea to get back to your ship. Now you can teleport back to your ship, which it saved my life a few times, but I can't help feel that Sea of Thieves do it better, where you have to actually run and swim back to your ship. That would add a little bit more tension to the game, but I can understand why they've added the teleport, because you're racing against the shroud, I guess, that's coming in all the time. The battle royale kind of ever-moving shroud that will kill you if you get in it, if you get stuck in it. So you constantly have to be on the move. You're against the clock all the time. So I guess having the teleportation is essential in a battle royale game like this. So when you get on your ship, you dump everything into the chest on your ship, and then it's pretty much safe. You can dive back on the island if you've got time to get more loot. And if you don't get a lot of loot, you're pretty much knackered, because you're not going to last long in a fight, because the loot means better cannonballs, more cannonballs, and crucially planks to nail over the the cannonball holes in your hull when you start getting hammered by enemy ships. When you're in the big fights, the cannonballs come in thick and fast, and you do need to start repairing. And there's also a pump, just like in Black Wake and Sea of Thieves. Yeah, in fact, everything is identical to Sea of Thieves at this point in Black Wake. You just get some wood, you hammer it over the hole, you bail it out with the pump, and the water level goes down. However, there is something else added that isn't in Sea of Thieves, and that's a plug. You know, like sitting in the bath, you've got a plug in the bath or the sink. Well, there's a plug at the front of the boat, and if you can sneak onto an enemy ship and pull that plug, then and defend it a little bit, their ship will sink rather. The problem is, the worst part of this game easily is the melee combat. Half the time it's just pure luck. You're just spamming away. It's moving so fast that you can't really aim properly. The developers have just added a patch that makes the actual distance you need to do melee combat far too far. You can get killed off people who are not even standing near you. It's just all of, and if they've got a better weapon and they're spamming you, you're pretty much going to die. Yeah, the melee is just pretty poor. The actual firing of the cannonballs is again, it's a bit hit and miss. It's not as good as Sea of Thieves. I think the accuracy in Sea of Thieves is way better than it is in this. I think the actual gunplay, if that's what you want to call the gunplay between ships, is definitely better in Black Wake and Sea of Thieves. In this, it just feels a little bit off. Unless I'm just shit. It's probably just me. You kind of set the trajectory which you think is going to be a hit, then it falls way short. So you elevate it a bit more, then it still falls way short. So you up it a bit more, then it goes flying over the top. It just seems like the actual sweet spot is such a tiny little window to hit that it just felt a little bit, a bit. Until the ship's pretty close, it's very difficult to hit. And judging by all my teammates' shots as well, they're having exactly the same problems. And that's pretty much the game at the minute. You have a pretty smallish map with not that many people on it. And I found it boring. I just don't want to play it after about 2 hours. There's just not enough ships out there to fight. The map just seems far too small. You know, when you play the battle royales, the map's like huge, and you know, you have time to build up a good bit of loot. In this, it's all over so fast. The shroud, or whatever you call it's coming in quickly. You're lucky if you can get to a couple of islands, get a couple of bits of loot done, and then before you know it, you're in a tight little circle with the other ships that's left, usually only 2 or 3, and it's usually only 2 or 3 that start the battles as well, and you just, you know, bashing each other with balls, sneaking on each other's ships and pulling the plugs out and spamming the combat. And I think that's just not good at this moment, and it's not cheap. It's 20 bills, I think, this game. Now, seeing all that, guys, this game does have potential. It really does. I mean, I've looked at the roadmap. There it is on your screens. It is a very tasty roadmap. Now, if these maps is going to expand in size and we get more players coming in, then absolutely this game will be great, because it is good fun. When you're in the battle, it's fun. It is fun. It's just getting there is too fast. Half the time you're not prepared, and it's the same faces that you see. So we just need more players, bigger maps. We're getting custom ships as well. We're getting better ships coming in as well, so that's going to be great. So yeah, it has huge potential, this, but it's just not there yet. So there you go, guys. It's far too early to be actually making a decision on this. It would be unfair to thumb this up or thumb this down at this stage. It's too early in its development. That's why I said at the beginning, this isn't really a review. This is just telling you what it's about. I will be coming back to this probably halfway through its development, when it's had maybe 2 of the 4 big updates. I'll probably come back to it and do a review then, and we'll see how it's shaping up.